I'm Pastor Rossiter. I'm campus pastor here at Creekside Christian Academy, and I have our headmaster, Mr. Clark, and this is our Coffee and Conversation podcast. Just going to put him on the hot seat, ask him some overrated, underrated questions also, just so you guys can get to know him. So, are you ready, Mr. Clark?
I believe so.
All right, here we go. Favorite time in history, favorite time period in history.
Oh, favorite time period in history. Well, I'm a history teacher, and so probably the favorite time period that I enjoyed teaching was Civil War. I really enjoyed digging into the Civil War and some of the stories that go along with that.
Now, if you could go anywhere, and it doesn't have to be related to history or anything, if you could just go anywhere, all expense paid, where would you want to go?
Yeah, that is an easy one for me. I would go to Israel. I've had the opportunity to go twice, and about 6 days before I was supposed to take my daughter in a senior class from Oklahoma on a trip to Israel, COVID hit, shut the trip down, and so I would love to go to Israel and take my family.
Now, you've been before. Favorite place in Israel that you visited?
Oh, that is a tough one. I loved floating in the Dead Sea. That was really cool. And I loved Mount Arbel. It sits up and you can look out over all of the Sea of Galilee. It's just very calm and peaceful.
Sweet. Okay, now so you mentioned history. So we're going to take history, we're going to take a Bible out of it. So if you had to teach a subject, what subject would you teach? History's gone, Bible's gone.
Well, I was going to be a math teacher before I switched to social studies, and so I have taught anywhere from 6th grade math all the way up to pre-calc and calculus, and so probably math.
Now, you really taught all of it, because you taught science. I think you told me before. So headmaster just means you fill in where you need to, and
That's
you
true.
take over. That's good.
That's true.
All right, so if you could see a miracle of Jesus, one that already happened, what miracle would you want to see?
I think it would be cool to be there for his first miracle and all the implications when he told his mother that my time has not yet come, but he went ahead and did it anyways, and he turned the water into wine. No implications that I want to be there for the wine, just I think that would be cool to be there for the first miracle.
Sweet. All right. If you could hang glide over the Grand Canyon or scuba dive in the Bermuda Triangle, which one?
Oh, hang glide over the
Hang
Grand
glide.
Canyon.
Hang
Absolutely.
glide. You don't like the water?
Oh, water's fine. I've been scuba diving before, but I would love to hang glide over the Grand Canyon.
Favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie? You know, I grew up on Hoosiers, even though that's Indiana and I'm a Kentucky guy. I liked watching Hoosiers.
Okay. Can you remember any lines from Hoosiers or anything like that?
No.
I've seen it one time. I have no idea. Okay.
No.
I just know we played in a gym last night that looked like it was a Hoosiers gym.
Yeah.
Very hot. So,
I grew up playing basketball in Kentucky in a gym that was very much like the Hoosiers gym.
all right. Greatest quote ever. I know that's hard, but is there any quote that comes to your mind that greatest quote ever?
That's a tough one.
I couldn't think of one off the top of my head either. So if you can't think of one off the top of your head.
Go with that. Winston Churchill had some good ones when he talked about the Royal Air Force. I like those. So.
Oh, sweet. Favorite cartoon?
Man, I grew up on G.I. Joe and Thundercats.
Yeah, Thundercats. Wow, that's a
Thundercats.
They had no idea what Thundercats.
Okay, but the cougar logo for Creekside here in the gym looks like a Thundercat.
That's very true. So, if you had a favorite cartoon Disney movie, like Frozen, Toy Story, any of those come to mind?
Oh yeah, I'm old school. I'd go with the Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast. Sweet. All right, overrated, underrated. Now, this may lead us into some discussion of some of these, but just getting to know you a little bit. So, overrated, underrated, sweet tea.
Overrated.
Overrated. So you don't drink?
I like unsweet tea, and I'm here in the South, and I order unsweet tea, and half the
would
time
just
I get
stare at
sweet
you,
tea.
right? They
Yes.
just look at you.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So it's just water with some, I don't know.
That's a little flavoring.
thrown in? Yeah.
With a little flavoring.
Okay. But do you normally just order unsweet tea or just water or Coke or?
Water and unsweet tea are usually what I drink.
Really?
Yeah.
Unsweet tea. That's definitely not a Southern thing. Okay. Six Flags, overrated, underrated?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Have you been to Six Flags, Goliath?
Oh, I've done all of it. We have season passes, and yes, a lot of waiting in line.
It's the worst.
It's hot.
Yeah.
For 2-hour wait for a.
And I ask myself, why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here? And it's really just my family. That's why I'm here. Reading, overrated, underrated?
Oh, underrated.
Underrated.
Love to read.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
What is one of your favorite books that you have read?
So outside of the Bible, of course,
Yes.
loved The Count of Monte Cristo, and read the unabridged version of The Count of Monte Cristo. Read the unabridged version of Les Mis.
Yeah.
Les Mis actually probably is one of my favorites.
I've read both of those, and people just think about the movie for the Count of Monte
Yep.
Cristo, but there's so much in
That's
there.
right.
So that is. What about Three Musketeers? Have you read the Three Musketeers?
I have not read the
That one is solid. All right, Lord of the Rings movies, overrated, underrated.
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 Huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Which
Grew up-
one? Which one of the three is your favorite?
I like the Two Towers.
Two Towers.
Yeah.
Now, character? Which character? Your favorite?
Oh, Frodo.
Frodo. That's good. Now,
Like Frodo.
because we've talked about this, the Marvel movies.
Yep.
Overrated, underrated.
Majorly overrated. the
Majorly.
Marvel movies.
Can you just tell the audience that's going to watch this, when you're watching a Marvel movie, what ends up happening most of the time?
I fall asleep.
He falls
I
asleep.
fall asleep.
Who falls asleep in a Marvel movie? I don't understand who falls asleep.
If you give me a history documentary, I'll stay up through
There
that.
you go, and everybody
I'm
else
very
will fall
boring.
asleep. Yes. So, all right, Lord of the. What about The Hobbit? Have you seen The Hobbit movies?
I have. I've watched
So compared to Lord of the Rings, good, not good.
They were okay. I enjoyed them, but nothing beats the book. I have read through that series 5 times,
Yeah.
so I enjoy The Hobbit and Lord of the
That's
Rings.
awesome. That's awesome. Okay, Silence.
Mm.
Overrated.
Silence is underrated.
It is.
Yes.
It is. Sometimes we just need to be quiet.
I have 4 children, but I don't need to tell you with 11
That's
children.
true. That's true. But just silence. Sometimes it's the best way. Soft answer. That's not silence, but anyway. All right. Kentucky basketball, overrated, underrated.
Majorly underrated.
Majorly.
Yes. All-time winningest program. Most players in the NBA. Yeah, majorly underrated.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm a Florida Gators fan, so obviously Kentucky.
That's okay. The Lord still loves you.
Yes, it doesn't.
We all have our
compare.
faults.
So now you were born in Kentucky, and
I was born in Germany.
no, you were born in Germany, but you lived a good while in
I did.
Kentucky. That's where you became.
That's correct.
And you were a teacher in Kentucky.
Yep.
So that's connection to Kentucky.
That's correct.
Kentucky football. Overrated, underrated Kentucky football.
I wasn't even aware Kentucky had a football team. Is that true? They have a football team?
Well, not here recent. I'm sorry
Yeah.
for all of those. Who is the head coach at Kentucky football?
Stoops. It's
Yeah.
Mark Stoops.
And
So I
he's-
was in Oklahoma for a number of years. Bob Stoops, his brother, coached there, and then Mark Stoops is in Kentucky.
And so he has the longest tenure
Yeah.
right now in Kentucky.
That's
Won the
correct.
most games.
That's correct.
Pickup basketball. Overrated, underrated.
It's probably overrated, but the exercise we get from it to
Yes.
still try to stay in
Yes.
shape is good.
Now, we played a little pickup basketball, and he hurt me. He hurt me. He posted me down low. First thing he did, because he knew he could destroy me. But hitting some threes.
Couple
So-
before the legs got tired.
Yeah. So did you play high school
I
basketball?
did. I played high school.
So you were a shooter.
I was a shooter.
You were a shooter. So rather be a shooter than play down low.
Oh yeah, I was a point guard and a shooter, but then when I got a little bigger, I started playing down low and posting.
Gotcha. Guys, college volleyball. Overrated, underrated.
I'm going to say underrated. I played college
Yes,
volleyball.
yes. I was going to lead into that. Tell us about the college volleyball.
Oh, college volleyball, it is the ultimate team sport. You have to work together. Played on a club team in college for volleyball. Loved it, loved the interaction with the guys, and just had a great time. Had never really played organized volleyball before then. Could jump really high, and there was a coach that kind of took me in, and I learned how to play volleyball.
So now here's the question I have though. Someone got your yearbook and looked at your yearbook, and there's the club volleyball team, but Mr. Clark's picture is not in the yearbook.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm actually not sure. There's an investigation currently going
Yeah,
on to find out why my
boom.
picture is not there.
So what position did you play?
I was middle hitter.
Middle hitter.
I played opposite of a guy who was 6'8", and I was the other middle hitter.
That is awesome.
I had the highest kill percentage for the team that year.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. What college? Tell me what college did you went to?
I went to Greenville College. Started out at Central College in Kansas, but I played volleyball for Greenville College in Illinois.
You got your undergraduate there, which was in what?
Secondary ed social studies.
Secondary ed social studies. And you got your master's.
Got my master's through Seattle Pacific University, master's in curriculum and instruction.
Okay. And so now you are almost finishing your doctorate. Is that accurate?
I am ABD, all but the dissertation. I've got basically 4 chapters done to my dissertation, and I'm finishing off that last chapter, and hope to be done this year.
Sweet. Now, your doctorate is in what?
It is administrative leadership.
Okay. So now, when you get this, you're my boss. So what do I call you at that point? Do I call you Dr. Clark? I call you Mr. Clark? What am I calling
You can still call me Rocky.
I can kill. Not Dr. Rocky.
No,
that doesn't go very well.
No.
Speaking of Rocky, I have to do this. Do you like Rocky?
The movie?
The movie.
Yeah, they're okay. They're overrated in my opinion.
They're overrated.
I would say
Now,
that.
Mr. Moy loves it. He said it was one of the movies that changed his life.
Yeah.
And he gave his rendition of Adrian.
I heard it, actually.
You heard it,
Yes.
So do you have a rendition of Adrian at the end?
Mine is probably no better than his.
It's no better than his.
But I'd try. Yo, Adrian!
That's good. We'll still go with Mr. Cap. Still go with Mr. Cap. So now you are loving the warm weather here in Georgia.
I do.
Love the warm weather. Really, it's kind of all over the place when it comes to Georgia. So
Yeah.
what's one of the things that you miss in Oklahoma? I know that you came out here. One of the things that you miss in Oklahoma.
I did not have my allergies as
Yeah.
much in Oklahoma
That
as
is
I
accurate.
have here.
Here you don't know which way to turn, and
That's
you're like,
correct.
man, something is going.
That's
So,
correct.
All right. Just finishing on a serious note, the Lord has done some pretty amazing things here at Creekside. He's protected us. Just kind of overall, your general sense, what the Lord's been doing in your heart and here at Creekside, just a message for parents as we finish it.
It's been very good seeing how the Lord has worked. When the Lord told my wife and I it was time to move, but we didn't know where we were going, that was very, very difficult, but like we have done our whole life, we trust in the Lord. And when the Lord says move, we move, even if we don't know where that's at. And as we have fit in, as we've interacted, as we've got to know many of the families here and the students, and seen Creekside and the heritage that it's had before, and that I get to come along and just be a part of that and help at this point of time, seeing the Lord work in that area. Just different things that the Lord has blessed me with experience-wise, academic-wise, knowledge-wise, that I can come and help the wonderful ministry that's already going on here and be a part of that, so that Creekside can just kind of move into where the Lord has it. It's just been very good.
All right. Mr. Clark, appreciate it. Thank you for joining. And we are thankful that the Lord brought you here. Hope you guys have a great day.